today.
Hey, John. Good to see you again. We're back.
Good to see you. Yep, back at it again.
Back at it. And isn't it a cozy day for us? We're in our lovely fragrance GWP robes. I don't know about you. I've got my throw feeling super cozy.
Oh yeah. Well, first of all, I'm in Los Angeles, so it's below 60. So there, well, actually, I think it's like a little above 60, but that's cold for us. So I'm definitely cozied up today.
Yeah, that's definitely robe, blanket, sweater weather. Here I'm in Chicago, and so it's definitely a good type of day to have a blanket nearby. And I'm feeling like I wish I could work in a robe every day.
I know. Remind almost the pandemic days where you could take calls from your pajamas. I love it.
Well, welcome to our viewers. We'd love to hear from you guys. Where are you joining us from? Pop it in the chat. Would love to hear from you guys. Now I see Vegas. Amazing.
I used to live in Vegas, so I know how that fits. It gets colder out there this time of year too. So
yeah. How long did you live in Vegas, John?
about like 3 years.
Couple years, yeah.
Yeah, it gets.
Texas.
I loved it because of the different of Texas. Yeah, I loved Vegas because you had your really chilly nights and then your really warm days, so it's kind of a perfect balance. I like the weather out there a lot.
Yeah, Vegas is beautiful. All right, excellent. Well, continue letting us know where you're from. I see Chris is saying Vegas rocks.
Vegas has lots of rocks.
Texas rocks too. I like Texas also. Amazing. Awesome. Well, welcome to our show. We're super excited. Today's show is all about fragrance. And I'll turn it to John to get us started.
Yeah, so basically today, Sophie and I are going to show y'all some of the hottest fragrances this season, some good classics, maybe a few new ones that you might not have ever, experienced or smelled before. But fragrance is special because fragrance is really tied to our sense of course, it's our sense of smell, but our sense of smell is tied to memory. And they get, I don't know, fragrance just has like this impact on your memory, and it makes you just remember so many different things. I know we were talking previously, Sophie, that even certain fragrances just make us remember past jobs and all kinds of fun stuff. So today we're really going to talk about even the gift giving behind fragrance and how you can really not only choose a fragrance to give as a gift, but create a memory with another person. So it's a really nice personal touch. And one thing I'd like to add is that I've worked for high-end retailers before. I've worked for some design houses, and they would always say that, why do designers make fragrances, right? Fragrance is an accessory, and it's really the last accessory that you put on, right? So that's why a lot of your biggest fragrances are from design houses. So it's a way to it complements and it kind of tops off the perfect outfit. So with that, there's different fragrance categories. So we're going to cover a few, but there's woody, citrus. There's that gourmand you may have seen, which just means that you can almost taste it when you smell it. Floral, fruity, spicy, there's aquatic, and then there's green and fresh. So we're going to get into some of those in these different notes. But the biggest thing is that fragrances are kind of I would call it almost a pyramid, right? So you have your base notes, you have your heart notes or your middle notes, and then you have your top notes. So as you wear it, they really break it up. And they kind of showcase themselves throughout the day. So I like to compare fragrance to music because music is in notes too. And no song stays in the same notes, right? So fragrance does that whole thing where it hits certain notes throughout the day and your own chemistry with it brings those notes out. So fragrance is very, like I said, very personal. I'm a huge fragrance junkie. I know, Sophie, I know you are too.
Me too.
But I never leave home without, spritzing my favorite scent. So
same. And even the days where, working from home and not leaving the home, I still put a fragrance on every day. I feel like it's this form of self-care. We talk about self-care a lot on these shows, but for me, putting on that fragrance is that finishing touch, is this form of self-care, even if it's, even if that you're not necessarily going to see anyone, but you just feel good when you smell good. I love also layering fragrances. And I know layering has recently become a thing, but I've been layering fragrances for years. Sometimes you have a hard time figuring out what you're going to wear for the day, or you have a couple fragrances. So like I'll put one, on my neck. I'll put another one on my wrist. I'll spray one like on my sweater. I love to layer fragrances, and I'm definitely a fragrance junkie.
Oh yeah, it's they call it fragrance wardrobing, but honestly, it's like, do you wear one bracelet? usually you wear more than one bracelet, right? So I do the
Yes.
same thing. Like as an accessory, I add several fragrances together to kind of make my own mix and put my own spin on it too. So
I love
um,
that. I love, yeah. Yeah, that's such a great way to put it. I love your analogy with the music as well. So for our viewers, if you guys are having a hard time on this show deciding what fragrance to purchase, just buy them all or buy a few because you could always layer them. Or then you have the fragrances that you wear for different occasions. So like I've got my everyday fragrances that I like to wear. I have my fragrances that I like to wear for, like an occasional evening out or plans. So you can definitely choose your fragrance based on the occasion as well. And we know that this time of year, fragrances, definitely a best-selling category for us at Ulta Beauty because it is a beautiful gift. Like John mentioned, there's so much of that emotional connection tied to a fragrance, that lasting memory. It takes you back. I don't know about you, John, but if I've had a fragrance gifted to me and I smell it, it takes me
yep,
back to the time frame that it was gifted and who
yep.
gifted it for me. And
Oh yeah.
so fragrances definitely has that emotional tie-in. It's a wonderful gift idea during the holiday season, but also a great way to perfect your own holiday look by finding that new signature scent. So we're super excited again for today's show. And then for our viewers that might have just joined, if you guys are wondering why John and I are wearing robes, so this is our fragrance GWP, limited time only at Ulta Beauty. I would say our hottest gift of the year. I know that our most loved guests, wait for our fragrance GWPs, but we always do the beautiful robe and throw. And so John and I are wearing the different colors. The robe is so comfy. I'll show you guys just a little bit. I mean, I love this color. I love the gray on you as well. But
Yeah, I love this gray.
yeah,
That's just
they're
beautiful.
so cozy and comfy. And then I have the throw here as well. So it's definitely a cozy day at work. I'll have to explain why I'm in a robe and a blanket for the rest of my calls for the day after this.
What color is your throw, Sophie? Mine's like a pinkish kind of tan. It's tan on one side and pink on the other. Yours looks a little bit darker. What is
Yeah,
that?
yeah, it's kind of like a plum, like lavender, almost like a plum lavender shade. I love the different contrast of the colors that we've got going, but super, super cozy. I would say buy the fragrance as a gift and then keep the robe or throw for
Exactly.
yourself free
I was about to
with
say
any
it would be a
$70
double
fragrance
gift.
purchase.
Yeah, I was about to say it would be a double gift, but I'd be selfish to keep this for me.
It's
Nobody's
too
getting my
cozy.
robe. All right, so I'm going to start us off and get us into our first fragrance, which is going to be our Dolce & Gabbana, the light blue, which I'll show you the box first, and this is it unboxed. So super, honestly, everybody on this call is going to know what this fragrance is. It's a good classic fragrance. Thank you, Sophie, for popping that up. It's kind of categorized as a floral fruity. It definitely has green apple, jasmine, citron wood, but it's just nice and just fresh. I mean, I don't know any other way to describe it. I feel like it takes me back immediately to high school because everybody rocked this fragrance,
Same.
right? If you were the cool kid, this was the fragrance you're wearing. But it's still classic and it's still around today and it's a huge seller in our stores and just classic. I mean, who doesn't love a little Dolce, right? I feel
I
like
love it. Yeah, John, that's one of my favorites. And to your point, that takes me back because that was like it fragrance. It was, and it still is. And it still is my go-to. I have to say for, those like days where you just need that bright pick me up, Dolce & Gabbana light blue always does that. I wear it. And then my daughter, who's 19, once she started getting into fragrances a couple years ago, she then wanted it and she wears it. And so, like, I've got one in my room, she's got one in her room, and we just love it.
yeah, I feel like I don't know, it's one of those fragrances that can take you through different seasons too, because it has the
Yes.
notes in it. It does have the jasmine, the rose, the citron wood, the green apple. So it's like fresh enough for spring, but you can also wear it in the fall. It really doesn't have like I guess, a time of year. I know you were talking earlier about fragrances you like to wear in the day and at night. I feel like this one transcends, like it goes from day to night very well.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
one of those that it's not too overwhelming. I always used to use this comparison when I would sell people fragrance is that, just think about who you get in the elevator with, right? Like, is it a good time or is it a bad time, right? When you get in the elevator and it's overwhelming, this is one of those scents that's not. It's very light. Like, you can still smell it on yourself, but other people aren't overwhelmed around you. So it's a really crisp, I guess is the best way to. I was looking
I
for a word,
agree.
but it was very.
I agree. Definitely a classic, tried and true. Whether this is a reminder that you love this fragrance and you haven't used it in a while, click that want button and add this to your basket. Or if you have not used this fragrance before and worn it, now is your time to experience it. I also love this one, John, because it's one of those scents that people are always asking you what you're wearing. There's something about, you wear perfume to feel good about yourself. You want to like the way that it smells, but it's definitely a standout scent where anytime that I do wear it, I feel like someone asks me what I'm wearing.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those. It always feels good when you're at the grocery store and somebody stops you and says, "I am so sorry to bother you, but what are you wearing?" And
Yeah,
it's usually
yeah.
it's one of those. It's one of those attention grabbers. But again, it's very like it gets attention, but it's very subtle at the same time. So again, it's a crisp, like I don't know. It's also easy to gift this fragrance because anybody can wear this fragrance. I've smelled this on, I mean, just tons of people, and it works for everybody.
I agree. I agree. Really great price point, $92. We're featuring the 1.6 ounce. It's a really generous size, a
Which is
nice, ideal size to start with. But as you see on the screen, there are a couple different sizes in many of these fragrances that we'll be chatting through. But definitely click the want button, add this to your cart. You will not regret it. It's an amazing one.
all right.
All
So let's
right.
jump to our next one. Sophie, if you will do me the favor and pop it up, it's going to be our Valentino, born in Roma, right? So beautiful. Let's just honestly, this bottle, like I cannot. This is like this is
So
just one of those
pretty.
fragrances that's just beautiful sitting on your in your
Yeah.
bathroom or on your nightstand. So I love it. This is classified as a warm floral. It definitely has it has black currant, bourbon, vanilla, some jasmine in there. So it's just a really, I don't know. I want to call it rich, but if you say rich in fragrance, it makes it sound like it's overpowering. It's more decadent, I guess you would say. I mean, come on. I mean, the bottle tells you the whole story. It's like it has all these beautiful grommets carved into the glass. Like it's just a great. Honestly, this is such a great gift idea. But this might be one you want to get for yourself. This just kind
Yeah.
of feel fancy when you wear it. You know?
Yeah, it's so so beautiful. I love all of the Valentino fragrances. They all smell amazing. Love the packaging and it's just that wonderful way just to give that, not only a beautiful scent, but that touch of luxury when you are gift giving.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's very like I said. It still has. It is a warm floral, so it still has that fresh quality. It's a little different from the light blue. I would say this is a step up in that floral department. It's very. It has a warmth to it, which is the warm floral, but you can almost smell the warmth. It has like this. It has a richness, but it's not too overpowering. So it's really nice. This definitely could still be for the person or for you if you don't love if you don't really want your perfume to enter the room before you do, this still
Yeah,
does that. Like this is still understated, but definitely somebody's going to stop you and ask you what you have on if you wear this for sure.
I love that. And such a beautiful balance because I do like florals, but sometimes if it's a sweeter floral, again, it depends on the occasion, but a nice warm floral, it's just such a standout scent.
Yeah. And definitely with the bottle, I don't know about you, Sophie, but I love some good packaging. And so I'm all about the look too.
I do too. I really do. I've always gravitated towards the bottles that look pretty and wanting to
Yeah.
smell them. And then sometimes I just want, again, I love to collect fragrances and that a lot of people I know are like that where they love to collect just based on the scent, but also the bottles. I just love the way that fragrances look in my room, on my, vanity tray. They're so beautiful. And it helps when they smell amazing too.
I definitely, you were talking earlier about, when somebody, if you give this as a gift, when somebody sprays it, they're definitely going to think about you. Well, this definitely is going to make me think of who gave this to me, right?
Yes.
Every time I
Yeah.
spray it. So great. And we were talking about making memories. Great way to make a memory with this. So, and also it doesn't take a lot. This is one that I do wear on a regular basis. It doesn't take a lot. You honestly, like, this is one of those that I'll spray and walk into it as opposed to sometimes I'll spray my wrist and maybe a little bit in the air and walk into it so that it's not it's just a little hint of the fragrance, but it's super, I don't know, it's just very classic and just one of those fragrances that it could be your signature fragrance, honestly,
Yeah.
your
Yeah. I
go-to
love
all the
that.
time. And I think the
I
fact that
love
it's a
that.
warm floral, again, it's going to take you through all seasons. So this is
Yes.
really not one that's better in summer or better in fall. It just kind of works for all the time.
Yeah, that good go-to all year round. I would love this one even for that evening scent, again, for like the occasional night out, evening plans, holiday parties. Definitely a must-have. John is featuring the 1.7 ounce retail value for 130. So make sure to click on that want button and add this to your cart for yourself, and then pick one up as a gift as well. Take advantage of the beautiful GWPs that we're featuring, the robes, and throw with any $70 fragrance purchase.
Yeah. And
All
I
right,
feel
so
like,
John,
speaking about the sizes really quick though, Sophie, 1.7, if you can see, I mean, this will last a while. We're showcasing a lot of the 1.7s. It does come in 3.4. If you already are in love with it, or if you know somebody that already, it is their signature fragrance, it's a great gift, and 3.4, but it's a generous size at 1.7, I would say.
it
Yeah.
is, yeah. Yeah, and to your point, that's such a great call out. Once you use it and you love it and it's your go-to scent, always go with the bigger size because you're going to get a much better value. Same with skincare products and just the beauty industry in general.
Yeah. When it comes to fragrance, honestly, the larger size is usually not that much more of a spend anyway. And to your point, Sophie, like you get several more ounces for those few extra dollars. So
Yeah,
um,
yeah, so
I'm
true.
going to take us into the next fragrance, which is a new fragrance. This is the YSL Myself. And it definitely, it's categorized as a woody fragrance, but this one, and I think I was even telling Sophie when we started planning this, like, this is so just unisex. I feel like it can just work for anybody. And I know that most of the time, fragrances are categorized by, male or female or unisex. I personally wear female fragrances, or, fragrances made for women, just because I pull out a lot of warm undertones in fragrances, and I like the way that, my body chemistry opens that up. Sometimes when I wear a more masculine fragrance, it's too much for me. And I can still smell it throughout the day. So it's definitely one of those. This is one of those that you really can't pinpoint. It's just for anybody. I mean, I don't know. What do you think about it, Sophie? Like, it's just it almost takes me back to, I know it's not the fragrance, but like the CK1 days where you could just buy that easily
Yes,
for everybody.
yes.
This is kind of the new unisex fragrance that
I
anybody can
agree.
really.
I agree. And I love that you brought that up because that's so spot on. And there really is no right or wrong when it comes to what, fragrance, perfume, scent that you choose for yourself. And as a woman, sometimes I lean towards the unisex, or I like even, sometimes the more masculine scents. So there's really no right or wrong when it comes. It's really just all about, that scent working for you and feeling good when you wear it, liking the way that it smells on you, because scents also change. On every, individual, a scent might smell different on them. But I've always loved a good woody scent.
Mhm.
It's my
And
go-to. I love, and typically men's fragrances will have more, woody, musky scents to them. But again, there's no right or wrong. But I do love, like, I like stronger fragrances. I like the more woody, undertones. But then I like sweet too. Again, it all depends on the occasion. But YSL has been one of my tried and true go-to brands when it does come to fragrances.
yeah.
I feel like they do it best. They smell amazing. Their packaging is beautiful. I love their scents for myself, but also really love to gift this brand's fragrances as well.
And I usually go for, to be honest, like I don't usually go for woody, but I have actually been wearing this a few times lately because it's just, I don't know, I guess it's the orange blossom that's in there, but there's something about it that has that um, fresh edible factor. I know it's classified as woody, but I don't know. It's very different. It's very unique. It's one of those. I know it's YSL, but it's one of those fragrances that smells expensive. You know what I'm talking about? Like if you want to
Yeah,
smell
yeah.
expensive, this is it right here. I mean, and the bottle. I mean, can we just talk about how just it's just
So
elegant,
sleek.
sleek.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great word, sleek. It's just, again, like it's just one of those bottles that you definitely want to put out so your guests notice it when they come over, right? This is one of those you pop on the bathroom counter to impress people, right? But it's just one
Yes.
of those. I don't know. The scent itself is just so, it's complex and simple at the same time, and that's kind of the way I'm fascinated by fragrances that smell like just you immediately kind of know what it is, but then you are still trying to figure out what it is at the same time.
I
So,
agree. It's definitely a classy one. a must-have. I see Stephanie, one of our viewers in the chat, said that it's a wish list item. Smart choice.
Well, make sure you put it on your Christmas list, Stephanie, for sure. And hint in the right direction, whoever's going to be giving you gifts this year, because you definitely want this in your collection for sure. It's also one of those, I feel like, I know we do it with our skincare, but like your boyfriend uses your cleanser, he'll steal this too. So you might be smelling like your partner, your boyfriend, your wife, whatever, because this is definitely a shareable scent. Again, it's unisex, works for everybody. And I know I said that light blue works for everybody, but honestly, this one I'm going to have to give it the same vote. Like, it just works on so many different people, right?
Yeah.
And speaking to the base, the heart, or the middle notes and the top notes, this is one, like, I feel like every time I smell it on myself, it showcases something new. And that's why I said, like, I can't really pinpoint exactly what it is, because it's all those different blends of different accords, jasmine, and just all those different woody things too. So I really like that fragrance a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely a must-have. 2 ounce is the size that we're featuring for today's show. Again, a great size to start with, whether you're buying it for yourself or a really great price point for a gift. $123 for the 2 ounce, which is the bottle that John has. But again, these scents come in many different sizes.
It's a pretty, I mean, for 2 ounces, it's a pretty size for sure.
Love it.
All right, so let me get into my next one. Let me find it here really quick.
Talk about another classic.
Oh, wow. So this Paradoxe from Prada, I will tell you, it's funny that we're talking about what we like in fragrance as opposed to what other people like. So my partner, he usually likes more woody, right? And this one it is a floral. It's considered a floral, but I mean, the best way I can describe it, it's almost like this like rich elixir. I don't know. It's kind of, it has like a captivating smell, but I honestly have had to fight my partner off of this bottle because he likes to wear it too. So again, I mean, it does have that floral feminine vibe, but it has a warmth and like a richness to it. I feel like anybody can wear this one too. I know I've said that about the first 3 fragrances, but I feel like this is another one that it is a true paradox, I guess, pun intended. But it really is. It's just a nice, so it has jasmine, it has moss accord. It just has like a fresh floral scent to it. What do you think about this one, Sophie?
I love it, John. I love Prada fragrances. I feel like you can't go wrong. They smell amazing. This, I would say, has a very unique scent to it. Again, it's got that floral scent to it, but you feel the sweet touch to it. It's a beautiful, beautiful scent. I love it. And I have to say, Prada, just gifting a Prada fragrance is so beautiful. And, when you think about gifting for the holiday season, I would say, like, for myself and maybe many others that are watching this show that are live with us now, you can't necessarily gift a whole lot of luxury, right? Like, at least speaking for myself, on a budget when it comes to holiday shopping. But when it comes to fragrances, you have that ability to gift that touch of luxury at a really amazing price point, whether that's for yourself or, again, something that you're gifting someone else. So definitely a nice way to add, just that splash of luxury, again, whether gifting or for yourself. All about pampering yourself, self-care when it comes to fragrance. $135. And again, like, who wouldn't want a Prada fragrance? Whether, again, you're for yourself or for a gift, it's definitely a go-to.
I love that. I like how you said it's like a taste of luxury, right? It's your first step, some people's first step into a luxury item, and again, the price point works. It's like I was saying earlier, it's the ultimate accessory. It's your last accessory that you put on. And one thing for me is, like, when it comes to gift giving, it's like, what are you going to do? Go out and try to pick, clothing or certain things for people. It's very difficult. Fragrance fits everybody. So easy. One size fits all. Like we're saying, a lot of these are very unisex. They can work on so many different people. So it's just one of those things. It's an easy gift, but it's also this is a very impressive gift, I would say. Like, this is one of those you get excited. I feel like if I was giving this to somebody for Christmas, I probably couldn't wait till the 25th. I'd probably do it a little early. I'm not very good at saving my presents, but definitely just a nice, more rich fragrance, but still at the same time, it's still a soft floral. So
I agree. And talk about fragrances being the gift that keeps on giving. If you were to if you were to buy, a Prada, I don't know, a belt or a bag, like, you would only wear it so much. When it comes to fragrances, like it's like something that you can wear every single day if
Yeah.
you wanted to, or, many different occasions throughout the week. And again, it's all about, creating those memories, that emotional tie-in. And I don't know about you, but when I do get fragrance as a gift, every time I spray it, I do think of who gifted it to me.
Oh, of course. Yeah. And I think of honestly, it's like I can still go back to fragrances that make me think of my Nana before church, you know? So there's like
Yeah,
all these
yeah.
emotional ties in there. So if you definitely want somebody to think about you on a daily basis, a fragrance is the way to go for sure. So
Hands
I definitely
down.
attach fragrances to people. And I buy fragrances because of people. Like certain people I know wear certain things, and it just makes me feel my family's all the way in Florida and Mississippi. So sometimes I wear fragrances my aunt wears and different things like that, just so I feel closer to people, you know?
I love that. Love. All right. So moving on to our next fragrance. So Lancome La Vie est Belle. Talk about a fragrance, a scent that people will stop you. They will follow you around and ask you what you're wearing. So this is Lancome's La Vie est Belle. This fragrance has been out for a couple years now. And fun fact, so John and I both, for me, it was, gosh, I want to say 4, 5, no, more, probably about 5 years ago. I worked for Lancome and I was with them for a few years. John and I have both been in the beauty industry for a really long time. And then I know that, John, you worked for Lancome. How long
Sure.
did you work for them for?
I was actually, I know we have a viewer from Vegas. It was the Vegas days. So it was about 3 years, almost four, that I worked for Lancome. But honestly, Sophie, you know, I'm also a makeup artist. Like Lancome was my first kit because I used to get my grandma's free gifts. And one of those was La Vie Belle in there. So it's one of those scents that really, I don't know, it means a lot to me, this one. This is classic. I feel like I know so many people that wear it. Every time I smell this one, I just smile. I mean, which of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
to mention, we were talking about the smile technically in the bottle. I'm sure you've seen Julia Roberts promote this. She is a Lancome spokesperson. So basically, she developed this fragrance with Lancome, and the bottle actually has Julia's smile, that smile that nobody else has, right? So it's in that bottle. And then honestly, I don't know, like this one, this definitely has a love mark around it for me. I just think of so many people when I smell this, and I think of so many good times. It's just one of those that's like, you know, and I see Chris says, is it as unique as Chanel? This one is very unique. And I will tell you another, since you talking about my Vegas days with Lancome, Sophie, the funny thing is I was helping a guest a few years ago in store, and she got 3 bottles of this. And I said, oh, wow, like, are these gifts? Because I just assumed. And she said, no, these are for me. And I said, oh, really? You love it so much you're buying 3 bottles at a time? And she said, I am a cocktail waitress, and when I wear this, I get triple the tips. So
I
it was
believe it.
crazy. Yeah, it's like I don't know if it's pheromones or what's going on in here, but definitely every time I wear La Vie Belle, it's the one I get stopped for. I know
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
talking about
It's just,
light blue being
yeah, I
for
would
you, but
say it's just that perfect blend. So this scent has iris, patchouli, and then spun sugar and warm vanilla. And everything combined is just that perfect combination of floral, sweet. It's considered a gourmand, but definitely a must-have scent. To your point, I get compliments when I wear this. I've heard anyone, my mom, I've gotten her hooked. She's been wearing this scent for years now. And anyone that I know that wears it will always say that it's a showstopper. People will
yeah,
stop you, ask you what you're wearing, and it just is a very happy scent. And for our viewers, La Vie est Belle translates to life is beautiful. So definitely a beautiful gift that you can give with just a wonderful story behind. Again, as John mentioned, Julia Roberts' smile. I'm sure you guys have seen her on some wonderful campaigns that Lancome as a brand does for this scent, but definitely a beautiful scent to gift or something to purchase two of and keep one for yourself also.
this is a definite. I will say this is a definite for yourself fragrance. If you have not smelled this, like this is one you have to experience for yourself. And I do think that you know your chemistry really I don't know. It smells so different on everybody. I just know so many people that have worn it in my life, and like I can almost like smell it differently when I think of it because I think of different people that wear it. Sophie mentioned fragrance wardrobing earlier, mixing. This one has again that spun sugar is what we call back home some cotton candy, right? So it has that nice little cotton candy flair. It's very buildable, and you can usually you can pair it with a lot of different fragrances that you like to layer. And then I know it's not on the call, but I do have to represent Lancome with the body lotion that goes with this. It is amazing.
Yes.
The lotion is also something that you want to hit the want button on. It really helps accentuate the smell and really bring it to life. So great gift. But I feel like, this is the point in the show where this is for you. Get something for yourself, right? Like
Yeah.
buy it for
Yeah.
you. Keep this one for yourself. If you love it, then you can go back and get it for somebody else if you want to. But this is just a good, again, like what season would you wear this in? I would say that you can wear it every day, honestly, all year, every day. Would you agree, Sophie, or do you feel
All
like it's
year
more?
round. Yeah, all year round, hands down. I love to wear it during the day. I love it as an evening fragrance. It's definitely a must have that you can't go wrong with. And I liked what you said about the lotion. I'm obsessed with the lotion as well. And anytime you do pair your fragrance with a lotion, putting that scented lotion on beforehand, you get even more, you get even more of you get a longer wear out of that scent, and it's just a perfect way to layer.
Yeah. And it's so funny because I always heard that, lotion, if you do the lotion with the fragrance, it helps the fragrance smell helps the fragrance smell stay around longer, right? But it's not just longevity. A lot of times I'll hear people say, "Oh, I really love this perfume, but I can't wear it." Right? And they
Yeah,
say their
yeah.
chemistry gets in the way. The lotion is a nice barrier, so you smell the true fragrance. So I would say revisit some of those fragrances your nose loves, what from the bottle, but maybe not when it hits the skin. That lotion and really helps be a barrier and it gives you the true fragrance.
Yeah, yeah, so true. All about the layering. All right, so moving on. Talk about a beautiful bottle. So Carolina Herrera. I don't know about you, John, but I love Carolina Herrera fragrances.
Me too.
And I have to say, the first one that I purchased, so this is Good Girl Blush. The first one that I purchased was Good Girl. And I do have to admit, I did purchase it because I loved the way I just wanted this on my fragrance vanity, but I also really loved the scent. So it was like a win-win. But look how adorable this is. I'll make myself the larger screen so you guys could see. It looks like a beautiful shoe. So
I
again, it
love
smells amazing, but also a really great gift idea for a shoe lover in your life if you want to, tie in a gift to something that they love. But absolutely beautiful packaging. This is a floral fragrance, and it has the top notes are bergamot mandarin. I don't know if I can say this right, John. Is it Yang Yang? Ylang?
Yeah,
Y
well,
L.
listen, we'll both get it wrong. I always caught it lang lang, but that one's a tough one. But it's in a lot of different fragrances. But I think you said it correctly, actually. But yeah,
And then it also has vanilla. So vanilla absolute tonka bean. So a really great, I would say definitely a little bit on the warmer side with that vanilla in it, but it smells amazing. I'm going to smell so great and layered today with everything that I have on, but it smells wonderful. It has that vanilla touch that gives it this sweet scent, but it's not too sweet at the same time too, because that mandarin is
yeah,
more of a citrus scent. And so it helps to balance it out, but it is in the floral category. But again, it's got that really great balance between the vanilla and the mandarin notes as well, but
yeah.
smells wonderful on, again, love the packaging. The size that I'm featuring is for $128, and it's a 1.7 ounce. Definitely a great gift. What do you think, John, about the
I feel like,
packaging
well,
and the
I agree
scent?
with you about the way that it's grounded. I feel like the bergamot in it is what helps ground it too. So if you love bergamot, I would say this is definitely one for you. I know you said this is the gift, the only pair of shoes I would buy anybody for holiday because at least they're gonna fit, right? Even though I don't think I would dare walk. Show me that heel one more time, Sophie. I don't think I would dare walk in that real heel Good
Yeah,
Lord.
no, I like a
That's
heel, but I like to be comfortable too. So this is the type of heel that, makes me smell good and looks pretty in my room.
Yeah, it's beautiful though. I love the packaging. So definitely, again, gifts are all about presentation. So I think this one just does it for you. It just has such a beautiful bottle, and it's something that people can look at and smile all the rest of the year too, and also smell good at the same time. So I love that. And I
And
see
I
that
saw,
Chris says she wears it and loves it. Awesome, Chris. I love this one too. And then there was also another comment, Sophie, asking if we're in the robes from E, I believe it was. So yes, we are wearing the robes with any
and we've got the
$70
throws.
purchase and the throws. I'm all cozied up over here. And
Yeah,
on our,
definitely the best gifts that we give at Ulta Beauty all year round. And we have some pretty amazing and juicy gifts, but the robe and throw GWPs, I would say, are our most loved this time of year.
and I would say
All
hop
right,
on
so
it,
moving
everybody.
on.
Really quick, Sophie. Sorry. Get on it because the robes and throws sell out, right? It's while supplies last.
Yes.
So do it today. Hit that want button, get it in your cart. Make sure you get your robe and your throw. So just a shameless plug, but just make sure you get on it quick. So anyway, all right, Sophie.
Yeah, they definitely do fly. So Burberry is my hands down favorite scent of all time. I love every single one of their fragrances that I've ever tried. And this is a newer one. So this is Burberry Goddess, and it smells incredible. It's technically considered more of an amber scent, and it has vanilla and lavender. So if you guys, I don't know about you, John, but I love anything that has vanilla. I love anything that has lavender. I love. So the fact that this has vanilla and lavender in it combined just gives this most beautiful scent, and it's definitely a good go-to. Again, it's part of that, gifting luxury where whether it's something that you're pampering yourself with or giving as a gift. But I do know that Burberry, they do fragrances best. I've been, in love with so many different Burberry fragrances. Her is one of my go-tos. And so I actually tried the Goddess for the first time when we were getting ready for this show. And now, ever since then, I've been wearing it every single day. It's my favorite fragrance, hands down. I put it on before today's show. As you guys saw, I was layering a couple different scents as well. But I have to say, I'm just obsessed with that combination of lavender and vanilla in one scent. It smells just absolutely incredible, and really beautiful packaging as well. Have you smelled this one, John?
Crazy.
What do you think?
I just sprayed this for the first time in one of our Ulta stores the other day. I had one of the actual Burberry representatives in our store, and she was talking to me about the fragrance. And when I smelled it initially, I thought it smelled kind of citrusy. And she was telling me that the combination of the vanilla and the lavender is what gives it that little, I don't know, I would say it's almost like a crisp bite kind of at the end. Like, I don't know how to explain it any further than that, but it's got this crispness to it. And she said it was the combination of the vanilla and lavender. So this is one that I'm going to be trying out for the first time myself. I'm newer to the Burberry fragrances, but I really like this one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's clean, but sweet at the same time. Definitely a must have. $129. This is a 1.6 ounce. Again, we're suggesting, just really great sizes to start with, whether you're gifting for yourself or for someone else or doing a little bit of both. But really great price point, $129. And, fragrances, especially when you're layering, if you have a few on your vanity that you're using, they really do last for a long time. This is an amazing quality scent. A little bit goes a long way. You smell it throughout the day, one or two spritzes, but definitely a must-have item.
Yep. And easy gift. It's one of those that I don't, just from the first smell, like, I don't think anybody's going to have an issue with this fragrance or, I see it being very universal as well. It's definitely unique, I would say. So it's for those people who are a little bit, they like to smell different than the rest of the room. This is definitely one of those. So. Oh, I see a cute bottle coming up, Sophie.
Yes. Okay. So last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and pull this up on screen. So Ariana Grande's Cloud Pink. Now, John, I know that this is always been, since we launched this fragrance, just a bestseller at Ulta Beauty, and definitely a great fragrance to gift all year round, but especially now during the holiday season. $68. It's an eau de parfum, incredible price point. I would say this is great to gift for anyone in your life, to purchase for yourself, but I especially think this is a great gift for someone that's maybe just starting to get into, wearing fragrances. Like this was one of the first fragrances that I gifted my daughter, and I wear it as well. It's just that perfect go-to fragrance gift. And of course, if you have anyone in your life that is an Ariana Grande fan, which who isn't, definitely a good opportunity to get them a gift that ties into being fans of hers. But all of the fragrances smell amazing. The packaging is absolutely adorable. So every single fragrance they come in this beautiful, nice large box, really great to wrap and gift. But then I love that they come with this really unique stand. So you've got the fragrance, which can sit just as is. It's nice and level at the bottom, but then you can also put it in this really fun fragrance holder, and it just looks really pretty, again, on your fragrance vanity. So this has the top notes, pink pineapple and dragon fruit berries, the middle notes, vanilla orchard coconut water, and then base notes, magenta moss, amber woods, and musk praline. So this is considered a warm and spicy. So if you want something that, smells warm and soothing, warm and spicy is the way to go. And this is definitely a must-have fragrance and really incredible price point. I see Chris is saying that the bottle is adorable too.
It's so cute. Honestly, like this is one of those that definitely you just buy for packaging alone, but it also smells really good. And I'm a big fan of the original Cloud, the blue. So this is a nice spin on that. Like Sophie was talking about the pineapple, the vanilla, the coconut water. Like it's sweet, but it's not too sweet. So it's kind of like, I don't know, in the fragrance world of being sweet, I guess this would be the Splenda, right? It's like not overpowering, but it's sweet enough. And I really love that fragrance. And I feel like these Ariana Grande fragrances, they're so popular. So I know every time I'm in store, I'm usually getting one for a guest. So it's one of those things like you can't go wrong with it. It's an easy gift idea. But again, if you've never smelled this for yourself, this is still pre-holiday in a way, so you can be selfish and get this one for yourself and gift one too. So I love the Cloud. Who doesn't want to smell like a cloud, and who doesn't want to put their fragrance down in the cloud, right?
Exactly.
So the whole overall
it's definitely a must-have. And I've gifted my daughter a few at this point, and every time she wears them, I always ask her what she's wearing, and she's like, "Mom, it's the Ariana Grande, one of the Ariana Grande perfumes that you got me. They smell so good."
Yeah, I love that one. And it's again sweet, but it's subtle in a way too. Not overpowering. It's one I like to spray in my hair or my clothes when I wear it, so it just kind of really lingers and sticks around. So yes, Rebecca, it is a very cute bottle. I love it.
Adorable bottle, great price point, again, $68. It does come in 2 different sizes. The one that I'm featuring is the biggest size, so really good price point. Again, it's a 3.4 ounce for $68. And again, just a reminder for our viewers, John and I are featuring these wonderful fragrances. We also have so many other wonderful scents that we carry at Ulta Beauty, so make sure to check them out. And then we're also featuring the beautiful robe and throw GWPs that we do this time of year only, free with a $70 fragrance purchase.
And this thing is freaking soft, y'all.
It's so cozy.
Very cozy. Like, this is one of those robes you definitely can stay in all day long.
Yeah, it's like such good quality. I feel like I'm wearing a blanket.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to put it. I feel like I'm wearing this nice little fleece blanket. So this is definitely sticking around all day for all my calls later. So that we're going to have to get used to it. Sophie, were you going to show us where to find the fragrance finder?
Yeah. I'm going to go in and show you guys. So if you click on the menu, and I'll walk you guys through it. If you click on the menu button, the 3 bars when you're on our Ulta Beauty app at the top left-hand side, and you scroll down to the Discover tab, you're able to go to Trends and Guides. And then we have this really great tool called the Fragrance Finder. So it's a really great way. First of all, it's a fun experience going on to the Fragrance Finder and playing around with it, but it's a really great way. It asks you some fun questions, and it's a great way for you to find that perfect scent, or even just to explore, the different scents that are available at Ulta Beauty. You can shop by category, by men's or women's. There's a couple different fun questions that it takes you through. So definitely check this out. Again, it's a great way to start the process of finding that fragrance, that perfect scent for yourself, or if you're looking for a gift for someone, and then maybe even jot down some ideas before you know, finish up your shopping online or before you head into store. But it's a great way to explore the many different fragrances that we have. And then, of course, another amazing way to explore is to check these items out in store. Smell, you know, smell the scents, meet our Ulta Beauty associates, and they will certainly help to guide you as well.
Yep. And I love every time I'm in my stores, everybody's so excited to show fragrance because, again, it is so personal and there's so many different, I don't know, we all have our different take on what we smell and what we, think. But if you took anything away from today's show, I hope it's that if you don't have a signature fragrance, it's time to get one. Buy one for yourself. Like, treat yourself,
Yes.
right? Everybody should have a signature scent, a signature smell. Like, it's like it doesn't have to be topic of conversation, but people will definitely never forget the perfume that you get them or the one that you wore yourself. So, like I said, I like to buy perfumes that make me think of other people sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
one of those things. It's so tied to memory. It's so personal. It's the perfect gift for the holidays. So I hope this helped everybody, narrow it down a little bit. Definitely, we showed some of the biggest ones that we're selling in stores. But honestly, like, it's just, there's so many other fragrances that you can look at if you use the fragrance finder. Just find something that works for you. There's a scent for everybody, honestly.
Absolutely, hands down. Fragrances are definitely the gift that just continues to bring that joy, whether it's something you're gifting for yourself or for others. So make sure to check out these scents that John and I reviewed. Click the want button, add them to your basket. Start that holiday shopping if you haven't done so already. I know can't believe it's Thanksgiving week and that this
Yeah.
Friday is Black Friday. This month is just flying by. But thank you so, so much to our viewers for joining. Make sure to check these products out and so much more. And everyone have a wonderful day and a happy early Thanksgiving.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Thanks so much, John. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Sophie.